Hey everyone, Linda here, coming back at you with another video. Happy Saturday! And it's also the first day of December. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Has everyone put their Christmas tree up yet? Did you put it up before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? Yeah, I haven't even put up a tree. I did put some lights in my window. I decorated my mantle, and that's about it. I don't know if I'm gonna put a tree up or not. I hate putting this stuff, all that decoration up, and then when I do finally get it up, it's beautiful and everything, but then I hate to take it down. Is anybody else like me? When Christmas over with, you just feel depressed because all the Christmas presents are open and there's nothing on the tree just look naked under the tree. There's nothing. Oh no. Yeah. I'm like, why can't we just keep these presents under the tree forever and don't open them? Yeah, let me move on. I thought I was going to have a lot of books to, since I didn't do my reader's update Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, I'm coming to you today with it. I didn't get a lot of books read like I wanted to. I think I said I was going to read like 5 books or maybe 10 since I was going to be off like for 5 days. It didn't happen because I went home for Thanksgiving and I thought I was going to at least get 2 books read while I was at home, but that didn't happen. So when I got back, I still had a couple of days off, and I still didn't get anything done. I finished 4 books, so I'm gonna go over those, and then I'm also gonna go over. I'm going to wrap up all the books I read for October. So these are some of those going to be in my wrap up because I finished these in October. So let's go over the first book I have here. It's a historical by Elizabeth Hoyt, and it's The Duke of Desire. And it's called The Duke of Desire. It's a Maiden Lane novel, and I think I think this is book number 12 or 13. One of them. She done wrote a lot in this series. And this was published in, let me warn you now, my camera might go out because this is probably going to be a long video. This was last year, 2017. And I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. It was okay. It was a good read. I went right through it. It was a fast read. This was on Iris Jordan and Raphael de Cartres. And it's all about him infiltrating a secret society called Lord of Chaos. His daddy used to be part of this secret society. And let me warn you now, if you don't like this right here was very intense because it had some child abuse going on in here. He was abused as a child. Yeah, it was pretty intense. So if you don't like to read anything like that, this won't be for you. It has some explicit language and some explicit content, so warning. And like I said, it's on Raphael. He was abused as a child, and his abuse has to do with this Lords of Chaos. Like I said, it's a secret society, and his dad used to be the head of the Lord of Chaos, and he was living in Corsica, and when he found out that his dad had passed away, he came back to the UK to infiltrate this society and destroy it and bring it down. And the way he meets Iris is that the Lord of Chaos, the group, they've kidnapped her and they've brought her back to their encampment or wherever. And it's on his land, or his dad's land, because his dad used to have the meetings on his land. And he realized who it is because he's met her before, and he realized who it is. And so he stopped what they're doing and rescue her from there. And that's how they meet, and they end up getting married because he said, you know, if I let you go, they'll probably kill you. So, but if I make you my wife, because he's a duke or whatever, I can protect you better and stuff like that. So they end up getting married. And it's all about her finding out about his abuse and him dealing with his abuse, and them finally trying to stop the Lords of Chaos. Because, yeah, that secret society need to be put down. Yeah, it was rough. But it was a good story. I'm just going to give it 3.5 stars because it had some stuff in there that, yeah, it was, yeah, I'm just gonna say it was a good story. I'll recommend it because the story had me entertained, because I wanted to find out what was going to happen. How was they going to bring these this secret society down, and how was he going to deal with his trauma that he had. But it was some other, I can't remember what it was that I was like, really? But I'm only going to give it 3.5 stars. And this is Elizabeth Holt, Duke of Desire. And it's and you might not want to read it too, but I know a lot of people like to start from the beginning reading. If it's a series and you see all these books, she got quite a few books in this series. And like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was either the 13th or the 14th book, one of them. So you might want to start. It was good enough for me maybe to go back and try to read I think this is the first book in the series, Wicked Intentions. I liked it enough that I might go back and see can I find Wicked Intentions and read the first book in the series and see what that's dealing with, because it got quite a few books in here. Like I said, the story was okay. It just when I finished it, it was nothing like wow, I really want to read that again. But it was enough to make me want to go and read the first book in the series. So I'll probably do that. I did write this down so I can remember that I want to purchase the Wicked Intentions and try it out. Have any of you read any of these books in this series? How did you find it? And have you read this? Did you really, really like it? Have any of you read Wicked Intentions? Did you like that? Let me know. That's on that one. And then I also read The Naked Truth by Keeland. If you've been with me for a while, you all know I love her writing. So I got this. And this is there you go. And if you also been with me for a while, you know I'm not big on second chance novels. But I love Keeland writing. So I went ahead and took a chance. And I'm also going to give this 3.5 stars. This is on Layla Hatton and Gray Westbrook. And this is about, he's in prison. Well, he was in prison. But when this starts, she's a lawyer. And she get called into a meeting by her boss that he want her to talk to this guy, because this is a new client they trying to get. And they want her to talk to him. And when she get in there, she realized who he is, because she realized who he is, and she like drops her whatever she has in her hand, because she's shocked to see him. Because and the reason it's a second chance novel, because like I said, they met before and they met in prison, because he was in prison for insider trading. But he really didn't do it. It was because his wife had framed him, and his wife had cheated on him with whether his best friend, or they were all in the business together, and they framed him to take the blame. And he went ahead and took the blame because he didn't want anything to happen to his wife. And that's when he found out in prison that she had been cheating on him. But anyway, I'm getting off track. And that's where him, Gray, and Layla meet, because she did something in a company before she had met him that got her in trouble. So they put her on, they told her, okay, well, you can go to the prison and do this as pro bono work. And so she got sent to the prison. And that's how she meets Gray, because I guess she's given a class. I don't forget what it was, but anyway, he is over it. So when she come there, she had to meet him, and they set up how they want to do the class and everything. And that's how they start talking to each other and start having feelings for each other. And she started writing him letters while he in there, and she started going to see him on the weekend. She make up some kind of thing where she can go see him on the weekend. But they have to make it pertain like they're doing work, because you know you don't supposed to fraternize with the prisoners. And somehow she found out, because Gray is married, so she found out that he was married, and then she stopped writing him. And but at this time, while he's in prison, him and his wife is not together, because like I said, his wife done ran off with his best friend and took all the money and everything, and they're separated. And but she don't know that. She just think he's married and think he's lied to her. So she don't contact him anymore. But he finally gets out of prison, and he's trying to start it's not the same business. I don't know if he's doing the same thing, but he's trying to start another business up. And he finds out where she works at, and he goes there because he wants to see her again and get in contact with her. So he go on well, he really do want their help. So he go there and say he only work with her, and that's how they meet at the beginning of the book with him coming back into her life. And it goes from there. And if you know about Keeland, you know it got a little twist at the end also. And I enjoyed the story, and she's another one that when her story is just, it's a very fast read. You can just, I think I read this in 2 days, and I just went right through it. But it didn't have that, it just was missing something for me, because I really enjoyed the story, but the character was okay, but I just really didn't get into them. And you know how you get when you finish a book, I think I explained it before, when I finish a book and I still be excited at the end. Well, this one didn't do it for me. But like I said, some of you out there probably read, you probably gave it 4 stars, but I'm only going to give it 3.5 stars, because if I don't have that feeling when I finish a book that I was like, wow, I usually give it 3.5 stars, because I don't want to go back and read. There was nothing in here that made me want to go back and read this story again. So I'm just going to give it 3.5 stars, but I'll recommend it, because I highly recommend by Keeland. Like I said, when you read her book, it's a fast read. There's nothing boring about it. You'll go ahead and, like I said, this was just a 2-day read for me, and I just flew right through it. But it didn't have that factor for me. So I'm only going to give this 3.5 stars. And yes, this is, it have explicit content, a little bit explicit language in here. But I really like, I highly recommend by Keeland's writing. She's an excellent writer. But I'm only going to give this 3.5 stars. Next up, I have these last 2 books. I got these from the Reveal book box. The first one is Unconscious Heart by Harper Sloan. I really enjoyed this story. I give this 4 stars. And this is also going to be a series. This is the first book in the series. It's going to be a Heart of Vegas novel. And when was this written here? Oh, let me see when this was written. I'm sorry. I think I forgot here. This was in 2018. So this was this year. Let's see when this was written. This was also in 2018. And this is on Ari. Her name is Ari. And his name is Thorne. I don't know what I can't remember what their last name was. And he owns a strip club. And she owns a consignment store that sells high price, you know, like Gucci and Prada and all that stuff like that. It might be a consignment store, but when you go in there, those clothes are expensive, and she sells a lot of expensive purses and stuff like that. And the way they meet is that he comes to her store, but they had already met before, because her and her friend had went to the club, because and she made eye contact with this guy, and he was kissing on another lady, but they made eye contact. But she don't know it was him, but because they didn't talk or anything, because I forgot what happened. She walked away, or he walked away or something, because when she looked back up, I think the couple was gone. But anyway, this guy shows up at her consignment shop, and it's him, but she don't realize it. He recognized her, but she don't recognize him from the club. And he wants to sell, his grandmother has passed away, so he's trying to sell her grandmother house, and he wants to get, and his grandmother had money and stuff, and she had a lot of expensive clothes and purses. I think mostly she had a lot of expensive purses that he wants to get rid of. And he come to that her consignment store, and but he don't want to consign anything. He just want to sell the stuff straight out. And she tell him that, you know, you should put it on consignment. That way you'll make more money. But he's like, no, I want to get rid of this stuff, because I want to put this house on the market as soon as possible. And he want to do that because he has some issue with his grandmother. He didn't really know his grandmother till like he was in his teen when he finally met his grandmother, because his grandmother is his daddy's mother, and he didn't have good parents, because I think both of them was on drug, and that's why his grandmother didn't have anything to do with his father, and he didn't even know he had a grandmother until his friend, he got a friend in here, they met at the strip club, because Thorne used to be a stripper also. And that's how he got his club, is through, he was stripping there. And that's how he met his friend, because his friend's father owned the strip club. And Thorne was so good, and he started working with his friend's father, because his friend didn't want the strip club. So he started working with his friend father running the club, and before it was over with, his friend father had left Thorne the club because his friend didn't want it. But anyway, I'm getting all off subject. His friend found, cause Thorne had left home a long time ago, cause like I said, his parents weren't good parents. They was on drugs and doing stuff, and yeah, he had to get out of there. And he didn't even think he had a grandmother, but his friend went and did some background investigation on it and found his grandmother, and that's how he met his grandmother. And she didn't treat him right either, cause she had disowned his father, and she didn't like. She be like, you think you finna get some money out of me? You ain't get no money out of me. So him and his grandmother didn't have a good relationship, because when he met her the first time, that was the one and only time he did meet her, and him and his friend had went to see her, and she didn't treat him right, told him to come to the back door and all this stuff. So he didn't have a good relationship with him. So I guess she didn't have anybody leave the I think she had cancer, and I guess she found religion, because that's why she left Thorne everything she had, because I guess she was trying to do penance before she died. So she left him everything, and that's how he got everything from her. So, but he don't want any of this. He's just trying to get rid of it. So that's how he meets Layla, and it goes from there, because Layla got some traumatic stuff that happened to her too in her past. So both of them are trying to deal with stuff that happened in their past, and they're also trying to start this relationship. So it's all about them starting a relationship and working through their issues. And I'm going to just give this 4 stars because when it start off, when he first meet her, he just be calling her babe. He don't even call her by her name, just call her babe. I was like, really? You gonna call me? You don't even know me, but you call me. Don't call me babe. But it didn't seem to bother her, but it was bothering me. That irks me. That was irking me. I was like, why are you calling her babe? Like, you don't even know her. But and that was working my nerves. So I'm just gonna give this 4 stars, because it was stuff in here that's kind of like, I was like, really? Other than him calling her babe, was other stuff that was working my nerve too. And if you don't like the alpha male type, yeah, he was very alpha male. Some of that got on my nerve too. I don't usually mind alpha male, but he was kind of working my nerve on some of the stuff he was doing. But I still enjoyed the story. Even though he was getting on my nerve, I liked him too. It was like a little give or take in there. And it was a good story. I'll go back and read this again. Go back and read. I don't know if I would start from the beginning, but it was just some things in here that outweighed the bad to me, that made me want to go, oh, I like that scene. I'll go back and read it again. So that's why I'm going to give this 4 stars. And like I said, this is on Ari and Thorne. I really enjoyed the story, and this would push it over the edge too. This cover, look at that cover. I love this cover. Beautiful cover. And I also like how they did the chapters in here. Let me show it to you here. And I also want to read, and when I finish this, I want to read like I said, it's going to be a series. I want to read the second book in the series, and it's going to be on her friend and Thorne's friend. What are their names? Let me see. It's back in here somewhere. Here it is right here. It's going to be called Blind Hearts, and it's going to be, her friend name is Piper and his friend name is Wilde. Sorry about that, my camera went out. So I do want to read the second story. I went and looked and see that I see it on Amazon, but it's not on there yet. I guess it's not out yet. So when it come out, this will be an anticipated read for me. Like I said, I enjoyed the story, so I want to know what's going on with Piper and Wilder in the second story. And next I have up, this is, like I said, this is also from the Revere book box. This was Use Me by Kimberly Knight. I really enjoyed this one too. I gave this 4 stars also. This is on Raul Coles and Ashton Viler. Raul is a hockey sportcaster, and Ashton, she is a journalist, and she's a lead anchor on a nightly news. And the way they meet is that he come home one day from the hockey game that he was supposed to cast got canceled. So he came home early, and he catches his girlfriend in bed with another guy. So he tells her to, he just walks out and tell her she better be gone when he get back, and he goes to a bar. And then Ashton, she's with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend lowers the boom on her and tell her that, you look, I don't want to be with you no more. I don't want to be in this relationship no more. And he walks out on her, and she's upset, and she says she's going to the liquor store. But then when on her way to the liquor store, she see a bar, so she stops in there, and that's how Ryle and Ashton meet at the bar, and they talk and discuss stuff, but they don't, you know, they don't do anything. And then later on, I don't know how they hook up again, but anyway, oh, she's at the club where I think they back at the bar again with their friends. And that's when her and Ashton finally hooked up, when they go back to the bar again, and both of them are with their friends, and they meet each other again because their friend want them to hook up. So that's how they hook up. And it's just about them hooking up, and something happens along the way with his girlfriend and her boyfriend. Yeah, but I really enjoyed the story. I like it because it had their friends in there. I like the way she incorporated their friends in there, where she incorporated the family. You get to meet his family, get to meet her family, and her siblings and his siblings and all their friends. And it was a good story. I really enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars. Like I would go back and I wouldn't start at the beginning to read this. It just had certain things in here that I liked that I'll go back and read. And that's why I give it 4 stars. And I also like how they did this book too. As you can see, they got the watermark there, and also the chapters started out with the, I guess this is supposed to be Ryle with his face on here. And I think I showed you this before. If you saw my other video when I showed this book, and see, you got her in here. Ashton got a little bit. I like how they did that. I don't know who published this book, but they did a good job where they set this up. And I also like how when they text each other, see the little, you can tell the text different from there, how they did that. It was overall, this was a good book, and I like how they set up this book. And I'll recommend it. It's Use Me by Kimberly Knight. I give it 4 stars. And that's all I have on for that. I'm going to come back with another video. I'm going to go ahead and post this video because my camera is going out and I don't want to go out. So I'll just stop this and I'll just start another video. I'm going to post another video tonight. Hopefully I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. But until then, I'll see you later. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, and I'll come back with another video. Have a good one. Bye.